You're really old. How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Good morning, everybody. Game Time Brian, otherwise known as the Mailman. Want to do a morning video. Just got up a little while ago. I got to take all the Christmas lights down. Yeah, I know. I'm late this year. Um, Lot has gone. Everybody who's been watching the channel knows this. I've been through a lot last couple of weeks, me and my family, but it's time. Turn the page, move forward. Got to go outside shortly. I do plan on doing a live stream later this afternoon. I might just do it at 5 o'clock like I did last night. I seemed like I had a lot of people, maybe 4:30ish. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but I do want to go outside because the rain's coming in for the next 2 days before I head back to work on Monday morning. Mark Holmes says it's going to be nice in Landover, Maryland on Sunday. Well, not so much here, so I don't know. But we did get lucky, and we're going to avoid a snowstorm, which when I'm off, I don't mind snow. It's just I don't want to walk in snow, if that makes any sense. But I wanted to do this video to set the table for what's going to happen this weekend. And listen, it's been a fun ride. You know, I had two predictions for the Cowboys and the whole NFC East. First things first, I was very, very wrong about the New York Giants. I got caught up in the whole the playoffs last year. They obviously, I mean, I know they've had some injuries. They're not a good football team. They need weapons. They need offensive linemen. They need a lot. But I was right with my first prediction. Now, after the training camp, but then we lost Diggs, so it was kind of like if I would have known that Diggs was going to be gone, then I wouldn't have done it. But my original prediction was 12 wins, as well as the Philadelphia Eagles. I think I'll have to go back and look. I had us at 12. I had the Eagles at 11. I think I had Washington at 7. So I don't even know where the heck they're at. Let me look real quick while I have you guys. Let's see. Yeah, right now, obviously we're at 11. Eagles are at 11. There's a good chance we'll both finish at 12, but there's a good chance that the Giants win. So that would be kind of interesting that if I hit it. I did say it would come down to the last week. It would come down to tiebreakers. Just hysterical. Awesome how this works, because who would have thought that you would have lost to Arizona and the Jets? The Eagles have never lost to the Jets in their whole franchise history in the regular season. Never. And a subscriber had came to me when I made my prediction the first time. I had them losing at the Jets, and they go, we're never losing. And then I redid it after training camp before the Diggs injury, and I gave Dallas 13 wins and Eagles 12. But regardless, I was all over it. Washington is sitting with 4 wins right now, so I was well behind. I was 3 games behind now. I had Giants at 9. Giants are at 5, so if they win on Sunday, that would be 6. Not so much. So just wanted to touch base on, my God, how fast this season has gone. This season is over. This is why we always say, no, we didn't live stream. I don't think we live streamed every Cowboy game. It was early. Maybe we did. I think we may have missed a couple, but I know Phil missed a few. And I'll be live streaming this Cowboy game. But I can't believe we're in week 18 already. How time has flies. The NFL is, comes on us quick. And I can only imagine if I was a guy like Mark Holmes who just works and works and works, is going back to the red brick house every week and coming home, and you're constantly buying stuff for the guys to come over his house and tailgate and hosting parties and the red brick house. And my man is a go getter. I think that's why we get along so much, because he's a no frills, just loves doing what he's doing. Now Mark Holmes is the reason why you guys have to deal with me. He's the one that was pushing for me to be in YouTube, and I really appreciate Mark Holmes for that. I cherish when me and Mark do something together. Is when we're doing it with just one on one. We have a good give and take. I loved going with the Hall of Fame with him. Um, I was just talking to Prime Time, and I'm like, dude, we need to really hone in on. I'm going to the draft. He says he's going to the draft, so we need to kind of lock in on where we're going to stay. Just looking at some of the prices, it's just ridiculous what they want to charge per night if you want to stay right there. So we need to figure that out sooner rather than later. Because I already got off. I'm ready to roll. I'm going to be working on my training camp. I know Mark wants to do training camp. I don't know if Prime can swing it. If he can, that would be great. Got to work that out. But I plan on going to the training camp, whether Oxnard and or Frisco at the Star. So I don't know. Me and Mark got to deal with that. But Mark's kind of a last minute type of guy, whereas I kind of like have everything buttoned up. I don't know. We're just kind of weird that way. If we don't do training camp, then I'm going to take that money and go to an actual regular season game. But I'd rather do the training camp thing, and then we'll worry about the game then. But we're in week 18 already, and it's just amazing how time flies. Now, I did break down the season, and I called the loss at uh, Buffalo. That was never a doubt. That was never a doubt. And it was. It's an ebb and flow type season where you win against on Sunday Night Football against a division opponent. Now, at the beginning of the season, I had Eagles winning against Dallas and Philly, and Dallas beating Philly and Dallas. And that's how it played out. But we were right there to beat the Eagles in Philly, like we usually are. We usually play Philly fairly tough in Philly and usually lose a close one. And Eagles usually play us real good in Dallas. It's kind of weird how that works, but we kind of blew them out. They didn't score an offensive touchdown. Not to remind you, but that goes into my next, my next, subject here as far as Hassan Reddick. He comes out, the Eagles defensive end slash linebacker slash man of all trades. Really good player. All this narrative about him being on Michael Parsons' level, that's ridiculous only because the amount of attention that Micah gets when it comes to the defenses. Hassan Reddick, you have to account for him. If he's the one guy on the Eagles defense that could change the game, and he did it in Philly against us. We almost overcame it, but Terrence Steele, the one-on-one against Hassan Reddick is a matchup nightmare. So, but he says defensive changes are very hard, but we have to get it done. The Eagles are trying to get right on track ahead of the playoffs. Eagles' decision to change defensive play callers has not resulted in a kind of change. Yeah, anytime you want to change in midseason your coordinator, it's not smart. It's not smart business. Not to mention that you already came into the season with two. You already came into the season with two new coordinators, which I laid it out for you. It was going to be tough. You guys can not like what I'm saying sometimes, but I speak the truth, at least for what I believe. I'm not doing what all the mass media BS and their hatred and they want to do it for ratings. I'm just telling you how I feel. Whether I'm wrong, I'll tell you. I was wrong about the Giants coming into the year. They're flat out wrong. Sometimes injuries take over. Daniel Jones has been out most of the year. Maybe they would have got a couple more wins. We'll see. But Eagles, yeah. He basically said, Reddick said, it's our job at the end of the day. So it's not complaints about it, but yes, it was definitely a hard thing, right? You spent much time with the DC, learning new DC at the beginning of the year and trying to everything he wants because they went to a Desai, Sean Desai, his terminology, and then they switched to the pencil in the ear. What's his name? You know who I'm talking about. They went to another guy, expatriate, like assistant coach. It obviously did not work out, yeah, for the Eagles. But Eagles have a tough matchup in New York Giants, who want to do nothing more than to beat them. And it's one of the hardest things in sports to do is to beat a team twice in a 3 week span. It just is. They just saw you. I would assume Eagles would have Devontae Smith, but he won't be at 100%. He will have he will be limited with an ankle. It will be raining in North Jersey, or at least it'll be overcast and would have rained all day. It might clear up later in the day, but I don't think we're going to see snow at all. Um, I think this is a bad day for the Eagles. I think the Eagles are in the same boat with Dallas, but more desperate because now Dallas owns their own future right now. Dallas, all they got to do is win, and they got home games until the NFC Championship game, and we'll worry about that later. But get ready, Cowboy fans. We're gonna get ready to go on a couple game excitement. I think Dallas has a lot to prove. They could tighten up a lot, and I think you might see them play uplifted, less pressure on their back, knowing, hey, listen, we actually got a home field advantage. Teams are going to come in. They're going to punch us in the mouth, but I don't think anybody's stopping CeeDee Lamb this year and or Dak Prescott at home. I just don't. On the road, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But Eagles got a tough matchup. Just breaking down some of the matchups real quick. Jacksonville, Tennessee, that's a matchup, right? I mean, Tennessee's out of it, but they want to play spoiler. Um, Tennessee beats Jacksonville. I don't really think that's a game too much. I think Jacksonville goes in and takes care of business, but it's one of those divisional games. Anything can happen. But the main games I'm looking forward to, obviously, I'm looking forward to watching Green Bay because as of right now, how good is Green Bay? Jordan Love has looked really good at times and then not so good at times. So Chicago at Green Bay, 1 o'clock. I'm debating. I'm very much debating just starting my stream early. If I can get a couple guys in here with me, like, maybe I know, I already know Phil won't want to come on early in non-Cowboy games, so we'll probably maybe reach out to like Colts Cowboys or I don't know. We'll see. You reach out to some people, maybe Space Cowboy. Well, want to join for a little bit early on in the day. I definitely want to stream. Just looking at it, I really want to stream the Saturday night game. Let's see here. The Saturday night game, Houston at Indianapolis at 8:15. I have no desire to do the Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Baltimore sitting everybody. So Houston at Indy, 8:15 on Saturday night. That will be a good game. It's a 1 point line. I actually like Indy in the game to shatter Eastside Herald and the Houston Texans' dreams. But we shall see. I love the coaching with Houston. I think Sean Steichen's going to have his team ready to go. I think be Jonathan Taylor. I just think that's going to be a good game. So I go back to work Monday. I'm going to try and get my money's worth this weekend and stream as much as I can. Houston at Indy. I'm going to stream that game. When I get done this video, I'll make a thumbnail and I'll post it to the site. I don't know what time I'm going to start streaming on Sunday. Like I said, that's a Saturday night game. I thought I said that. I will stream Sunday. I don't know how, I'm definitely doing the Cowboy game, but I think I'm going to go on at 1 o'clock or 1:15 for the early game. I think I'm going to come on early and just let it roll. It's going to rain here all day. That's why I got to get outside and get my stuff done today. Some interesting games at 4 o'clock. Dallas, Washington. Obviously, that's the game we're all waiting for. Eagles at Giants. Seattle at Arizona. And then the Sunday night game. I think I'm going to stream that game as well. So it's going to be a long day on Sunday. That's why I'm going to need a lot of guests because I just can't sit in one spot all day. But Buffalo at Miami. Buffalo is actually a favorite on the road for the division. Go figure. Go figure. But I'm looking forward to it. But let's just listen in a little bit more about the Dallas matchup. I'm not going to show the video, but you guys should be able to hear this. This is not a live stream, so or I could show it. But here, let's just listen in about the Dallas-Washington matchup going into Sunday real quick.
Commanders wrap up their 2023 at home this week. They take on the Dallas Cowboys, who still have plenty to play for despite already having a ticket to the dance.
Goff gets rid of it. Incomplete. And the Cowboys finally able to exhale. What a finish.
This is supposed to be cleanup work for the Cowboys. They're coming off a big win. They have a much better record. They have the stars, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, both come in hot. Lamb comes in off a career outing, 13 catches, 227 yards last week, plus he scored.
Blitz coming. Prescott able to get out of the end zone and now airs it out for Lamb. He's got it. He's gone. When he gets there, it's a touchdown, Cowboys.
Lamb is at 122 catches, 1,651 yards, 10 TDs for the season, all career highs. He's in contention to lead the league in receptions and receiving yards. He's battling Tyreek Hill for the yards crown.
3rd down and 10, and there he is again. What a night, CeeDee
I think he
Lamb.
gets it.
It's going to be a 200-yard night.
Prescott last week, 345 yards, 2 TDs, 1 pick, a rating over 100. Dak is sitting on 32 TD passes for the year, most in his career.
2nd and 4.
32, baby.
End zone, Cooks. Touchdown,
I think he's going
Cowboys.
to get 3 more.
Prescott only 8 INTs, a rating of 104.2. He bumps it up, he will have put up his best career rating too. And Washington's secondary is the type he could do that against. Prescott just faced them a few weeks ago. Dallas beat Washington 45-10 in Week 12. Prescott throwing for over 330 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a rating over 140.
Throwing it in the right corner of the end zone. Lamb caught, touchdown.
Washington's defense still ripe for the taking, being only one team has played the pass as poorly in 2023.
Purdy gets out of there. Looking deep, back in the end zone. He's got Ayuk for the touchdown.
I thought they played well last week.
Game against Washington in that Week 12 game. He could use another one. He has 935 yards for the year. He would go back-to-back with 1,000 plus if he can pick up 65 more this week.
Pollard back in, and he's got it and then some. Couple of good moves and a big run for the Cowboys.
Commanders defense not good against running backs. Not really good against anyone, really. They're last in points per game allowed and yards per game. Trying to slow a Dallas
points
offense.
And yards,
3rd in points per game, top 5 in yards per game.
Lamb in stride, room to run. He's down inside the 20. Makes a move. CeeDee Lamb is going to score.
Cowboys defense also represents a mismatch when stacked next to Washington's offense. Commanders averaging less than
coming
20
out
per
strong,
contest.
baby.
Cowboys top 5 in points per game allowed. Dallas held Detroit's high-powered O to 19 points, picked Jared Goff off twice, held him to a sub-70 rating.
2 timeouts left for the Lions. Whoa! And an interception. Picked off by Wilson.
Dallas cornerback Deron Bland is trying to hold on to his league lead in INTs. He has 8. Watch to see if Micah Parsons picks up a sack. He has 13 for the year, had 13 as a rookie, 13 and a half in year 2, so it would make sense for him to land on 14, right?
Oh my goodness, that is tough. What a double whammy. That's Parsons. Parsons finally able to get to him.
The Commanders' O-line he takes on, over 60 sacks allowed for the season, bottom 3 in the NFL.
Wow. So everything is leaning towards the Cowboys. So,
If Jacoby Howell or Sam Brissett can stay upright, they can put up some points. Washington scored 24-plus points 6 times this season, and Terry McLaurin has incentive to give it his all as he's knocking on the door of another 1,000-yard season.
I think they're going to come out and try and do it. It's going to be up to Cowboys.
Also like to see Jonathan Allen get one more sack if they don't want to have Montez Sweat lead in the bags while playing for another team. And can Dallas kicker Brandon Aubrey finish his rookie year off clean? 35 for 35 on field goal attempts so
coming
far.
out of training camp.
From 43, like a walk in the park.
All right, with all that said, one reminder. Last year, final game of the season, Dallas was 12-4 with motivation to win, facing a 7-8-1 Commanders squad, and Washington won 26-6.
But the game was a blowout in Philly. Once we knew that, we were locked in.
Howell is in. Touchdown, Washington.
Will Week 18 Lightning strike again, or is Dallas going to roll into the playoffs on a 2-game win streak? Sure, the panel of 10 will throw stars on the board. Comment section, what do you got? Washington fans, fun riding with you again this year. From Game Preview Guy, I hope you guys...
So that's it. I think Washington is going to come out, rightly or wrongly. If I'm the ownership, I'm going to Ron Rivera, like I said. And I'm telling Ron, Riverboat, say, listen, we're making a change after the year. You need to do what's right for our franchise, sit people, and take the L. I mean, they could get the number 2 pick overall in the draft. Sam Howell, we don't know. Sam Howell could be good. He could not be good. I think the move is to go get a Caleb Williams or someone of that stature. They don't come around too often. That's the move. So you lose the game. Dallas has been in this situation years ago. You will lose 5 to 7 spots in the draft just by winning this meaningless game with a quarterback that you don't know is your future. So we've been in this position in recent years where we count on other teams like the Eagles or whatever to lose, or like the Giants last year to step up and beat the Eagles, and they rested everybody, the Giants. They rested everybody because their playoffs were basically locked, and had that work out for you in New York. You went to Philly, got your ass beat embarrassingly. So it is what it is. We're in that position now. All we have to do is win. Eagles are looking at the left hand up Commanders saying, please help us. Not this week. Dallas wins big. Stay tuned for Primetime Phil. Saturday night, I'm going to see if we can go on at 7, since I'm going to stream the game at 8 o'clock or at 8:15. Stay tuned for the mailbox pick for the, I can't believe I'm saying this, the last game of the regular season in 2023. But that's it for me. Look out for my live stream later, anywhere between 4 and 5 o'clock. I'm going to go and get some stuff done outside before the rain heads in yet again. And just got one more thing to say to you and everybody else. Fuck them Cowboys! Yeah! How about them Cowboys? Peace out, everybody. Late.